5 beginning guitar advices that you need to hear. I've been playing guitar for like 20 years now, and even though I don't consider myself being a grandmaster in it, I think I've learned this and that, and this is why I want to share my experience with you to help you with your guitar journey. Let's begin with advice number 1. Have fun. I know, this might sound silly, but this is really important that you establish some grounding rules. And this one is fundamental for every single next one advices here. Whatever you do in your life, I strongly suggest that you find something that you really enjoy, that you can honestly say to yourself, yeah, this is something I really like, and this makes me happy, I want to do this in my life, or at least I want to try to learn it, and this is my choice. And I bring that up because sometimes you do something in your life and you don't even think about it too much. Do you want it? Are you doing it because you truly love this idea, or maybe it's something else? Maybe you play guitar because you think it will make you this cool kid with a guitar, or you want to impress somebody, some girl or some boy, or you're trying to prove something to somebody other than yourself. Or maybe you're trying to stand up to some other people's expectations. Maybe parents, maybe your friends that have some rock band, a dream that you're not really sharing, but you play with them anyway because you don't want to disappoint them. I've seen people like that. Well, it's not going to work in the long term because you're not going to be happy, the others won't be happy, and I think it's pointless because we have one life, one limited edition time that you can invest this time on something you really love or try to find that thing. And this is my first advice, to be honest with yourself. But if you're really into playing guitar and you want to keep going on this journey, well, let's go ahead to the number 2. Advice number 2, don't give up, aka fuck that spot. This point is strongly correlated to the previous advice because I'm 100% sure that at some points in your guitar journey you will find yourself in so-called fuck that spot. You will struggle. You will want to quit, you'll be like, okay, this new guitar riff is too hard, this new technique is ridiculous to learn.
These fucking bastards are just not fucking letting me get it tonight!
I can fucking do it, it takes too long to learn, I don't see any progress, what's the point, and so on and so on. Just so you know, fuck that spot is totally normal thing. It happens to every single guitarist ever born. I've been there many times, I gave up, I came back, I gave up again. It's okay to have these days of doubt. But then what makes you come back is this honest love for this passion. So that's why I asked you in the first place, do you really enjoy it deep inside? So how to deal with these days, this fuck that spot? I remember like 15 years ago or so, I was trying to learn some hard guitar riff. Maybe it was Master of Puppets, I don't remember. Anyway, I found myself in that fuck that spot. I was trying to learn this riff for like a couple of weeks and I just couldn't hit that speed, hit that clarity. I was getting frustrated a lot. So one day when I was close up to give up, I went through some dialogue in my head and I was thinking, okay, but other people somehow managed to learn this riff, right? So why can't I? And in this moment, I shifted my mindset. I didn't want to quit deep in my heart because I knew I really love playing guitar and making music. So I changed my perspective that day. So instead of focusing on my frustration, I've stick to some different approach to this problem. I realized that anything you do in your life, if you keep repeating some activity, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, one day you will repeat it just so many times that your muscles, your muscle memory will be like, okay, this is fucking easy, we've done this 10,000 times already, okay? So the next time I grabbed the guitar and practiced this problematic guitar riff, I wasn't focusing on the goal, on the destination, to play it perfectly. I was focused on repeating. This is a subtle difference because at this approach you know that you're doing something that will pay off later. Not now, not tomorrow, but one day for sure. And instead of focusing on how unclean I was doing this riff, I was focusing on these little parts of this riff that I managed to do good. And I was focusing on repeating. It was like part of my brain was shut down, and I knew I don't deserve the prize yet, but I also knew that the prize will be dug up by my constant, mostly boring repeats. And this is my advice to you, don't be so obsessive about your destination, right? Focus more on the journey, be aware of the time needed to bring some effects to your skills. It's something in your mind that you need to calm down, okay? You need to say, okay, relax, we need to move through this boring, repeating phase, but it's normal, and we will do it because we love music and we love guitar. This is something you need to, talk to yourself. Also remember that the bigger the problem that you're facing, the bigger the struggle, It means that you're just very close to hit that, new big milestone in your guitar learning process. And once you hit it, you will see how big progress you have done. And everything you went through to achieve this progress will pay off in advance. So now you know two basic values. You need to have fun with guitar and really like it, and it has to be your choice that you want to learn it. And also you need to have this mindset that bad days will happen, big struggles will happen, and this is normal. You just need to calm down and walk through these struggles with a slower tempo and some patience. Advice number 3, open mind. Okay, so you gotta seek for inspiration. It's a great way to grow as a guitar, to keep searching new videos, new tutorials, different approaches, new guitar riffs, especially those that will push you out of your comfort zone. There's a great value in learning new riffs because each new guitar riff is a different set of techniques, different tempo, rhythm, different picking patterns, new positions on the fretboard. It's one of the greatest ways to grow. And you don't need to, learn those riffs to memorize them, right? You just learn them to gain new skills and to get familiar with new challenges for your hands and your mind. Another great aspect for this advice is that searching for new content about guitar is a motivation factor. See, sometimes you need a new spark because you are so overplayed with what you know and what you like to play that it begins to be boring. And when we get bored, we lose attraction to our passion. So go ahead, find something new, something cool, something totally different on YouTube or any other platform that you like to browse. And the last thing about this advice is that sometimes you watch hours and hours of tutorials and different videos just to find this one sentence and this one phrase that may totally change your approach to some aspects of guitar playing. Sometimes we also just need to hear something a couple of times to realize how important it is. This one phrase may be just the game changer in your progress. It may change your view about picking, about how to adjust your hand a little bit just to have this cleaner sound. Or it may be some new great practice pattern that you will absolutely love, or maybe this new simple pattern will enlighten you about this or that aspect of playing guitar. The thing is that you never know when this moment will happen, when these magic words will find you, but they will many times find you, most often when you don't expect them. So just keep searching. Number 4, play with metronome or with drums. You probably heard it before, yeah, fucking metronome, right? The beeping is annoying. Well, yeah, it is annoying, but most of the music is based on tempo, and you need to feel connected to the speed because else you will just get lost. And what defines a good musician is this feeling of rhythm. If you're fed up with the metronome, play to some drums. I mostly practice to some simple kick-snare patterns with some loud hi-hats. And these hi-hats were functioning as a metronome, but with that kick and snare you feel more like a guitarist and less like a robot speaking with a beeping freezer. Also, if you're in a band, please, the sooner your drummer will play with a metronome in his ear, the better. For my band, it was a huge change to our performances on the stage, because without metronome, we used to speed up, slow down, looking for each other's pace, and it was, all liquid. So if you're a band, this will be a huge difference for every member. Number 5, record yourself. At some point of your journey, I really recommend that you start recording yourself. Because recordings don't lie, and sometimes you may not be aware that something is wrong until you look at it from a third perspective. You can simply start recording just with a phone. It's totally enough to start with, although it would be good to think about some USB audio interface or microphone to record in a better quality, to hear things better. 6. Don't compare yourself to the other guitarists. Look, if I was to compare myself to every other guitarist I see on different social platforms, I could get easily depressed, okay? Like, I've seen teenagers guitarists that did some sweet arpeggios patterns with awesome clean techniques, and I could go, oh man, fuck that, he's 2 times younger than me and he nailed this shit, I couldn't even get close to his skill, right? Look, there's always someone better than you in some sorts of skills. That's life, fuck it, why would you care? You play for yourself, not to compete with others. Keep that in mind. Okay, so to summarize, first of all, have fun, love what you're doing. It's a ground rule. 2, don't give up when a fuck that spot happens. It's gonna happen and you will walk through it slower than usual, but you will if you get the right mindset in your head. 3, open mind. Keep searching, leave your comfort zone, feed your brain with new excitement, seek for motivation, and this magic sentence that shows up once in a while. 4, play with a metronome or at least with the drums. You need to get feeling of the rhythm. 5, record yourself. Use a phone or buy some cheap USB interface. There are a lot of free programs to record guitar. 6, don't compare yourself to others. Focus on yourself because this is your adventure. Leave a comment if you have some your stories that you want to share, or maybe your observations about your guitar journey. I really hope these advices will help you in your guitar journey, because we all know that music is just a beautiful adventure.
Fucking